Let's go. Always love a good training arc, man. Fought while it fought. He's just gonna spend all his money on the grub. Come on. Yeah! That counts, that counts. Yo, what's good, Naruto gang? Welcome back. Today we will be getting into episodes 86 and 87. Not a triple drop, but maybe that's not a bad thing because I'm a little tired, y'all. I had the fucking craziest week at work. I always say it's for YouTube people. I'm filming this right after the holidays, like second week of January. So I don't know about y'all, but the week after the holidays at work is always just hell. It sucks. Just like everyone's playing catch up after everything. So it's been a crazy week, but it's gone fast, which is good. And I'm ready for the weekend. Hope you all are doing well. Let's go and recap the character ratings from last time before we get into this. We gave MVP to Jiraiya. I mean, he was just came in clutch at the end, right? You can't really give it to anyone else when he comes in and saves the day, saves Naruto and Sasuke. Really liked the jutsu he used with the toad mouth and whatnot. Thought it was really interesting. For the best moment, we gave that to Itachi and the Uchiha clan massacre, man. Whoo! Did not think we were gonna get that early, but man, was it interesting. Very intrigued on Itachi as a character already, which I think is pretty impressive considering that he was only introduced a few episodes ago. And for the funniest moment, we gave that to Naruto when Jiraiya said that he was very similar to the fourth Hokage, and he got all hype about it. He's like, yeah! It's funny. But yeah, looks like we're off to find this professional gambler over here. Going to Vegas. I was just there. You know, I'm ready to gamble with Tsunade. No big deal. She's probably a better gambler than me, I'd assume. But maybe not. She seems like she's been down bad a few times with the way her, I don't know who she showed all that money to, but her character is already intriguing as well. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and get into these episodes. Oh, can tell Naruto's worried about him. Naruto is something else, man. Yeah, even impacting his seniors, you know? It's cool. Need a matching suits. Even Jiraiya's like, are you kidding me? I wouldn't say it's super stylish, but oh my god. He's still pissed off. Nah, you look good in orange, Naruto. Guy with the cheeks. Got a little piglet here, man. Interesting. I think it's fair that he should know, right? I think if there's any kid that could handle it, it's probably Naruto. I like that he told him. I feel like people have been keeping Naruto in the dark for a long time, at least early in the series. For power. That's what I assume. Yeah. Don't know their full motivations, but probably for power, right? They're talking about how strong that chakra is.
まあわしがお前を守ってやろう。だから安心だったらさっさと強くなんなきゃな。俺ってば。サスケ助けてもらったらもうちゃっちゃと修行しようってばよ。こいつらしいの。
Oh, dude, I love how like Jiraiya and Naruto's relationship is growing. It's amazing to me that Naruto doesn't just impact his peers, but everyone around him, even his seniors at this point. It's impressive. Speaks a lot to his character.
待ってください。取材したいすっごい美人の女の人ってその綱手って人のこと？お前にしちゃ鋭いの。エロ仙人と同じ。それがどうした？その人年いくつ？わしと同じ。ババアじゃん。
All of it. Christ. Oh no. This is not what I did in Vegas, y'all. I was very conservative. Slots only. Mm-hmm. I want to see her face. From the back, she doesn't look super old. What are these guys all scheming on? Yeah, she doesn't. Sitting duck? She doesn't look old at all. Okay. All my questions will be answered, y'all. Yeah, fraud in this world is probably so easy to pull off. Let's go. Always love a good training arc, man. Oh man, dude. Yeah, something that Naruto's probably not super strong at. Wow, it's bustling. Still love all the architecture in this show. I think it's really unique. His piggy bank or his little wallet. Fought wallet. Fought. It's because he's been away from his ramen. He's like, I didn't learn this in the academy. I wonder who that applies to. I don't quite get the woman thing. That's a funny way to put it. It's pretty true.
わしはこれから情報収集に入り、わしの匂いをたどってくれる。
Oh, he's gonna get some new ramen here. Nope. Not ramen this time. He's just gonna spend all his money on the grub. Oh, this makes me hungry.
まさか一人で食うんじゃねえだろうな。一人で食うんだって。ちょっと食べ過ぎた。
That's quite the gorge, Naruto.
カカシ先生、サスケ、その前に腹ごなしだってばよ。ラスト1球。
He's got a crowd watching him.
ボス、へったくそだな。見てろな。
No using chakra.
忍びの方、忍術使用権。だった。剣をつけたまま歩くと危ねえぞ。
Damn, Naruto's taking hits left and right now.
ゼロがいっぱいだってばよ。こんなにあるんだ。ちょっとぐらい持ってくれてもいいか。ケチンボ。
Hey, sometimes the richest ones are the most stingy.
お前を強くする時間、修行だ。
お使いだ、やばいね。一本子供用はただだ。持ってけ。さすがおっさん。男前。おお、分かってるね。おっしゃ、大人用も。
Oh, that's nice.
どこまで行ったんだってばよ。
Summon the toad.
エロ戦。
Yep.
かええの。ナルト、もう祭りは堪能したかの。
Bruh.
忍びの三金、もう一回自分で言ってみろってばよ。いきなりトリプルで破って。
He's like, I just speak from experience, man.
兄貴のブランド物の服にシミつけてからに弁償じゃ。10万両持ってくかい。
100,000. Sheesh.
いくらなんでもそんなダサい服が10万両とは。
兄貴は元岩隠れの中人で伝説の闇人とそれられた。
A Chunin. Wow.
伝説の
Hot shit.
ナルト。
Damn, that's cool.
かなりセーブしたんだがの。お前ら弱いね。
Oh, now you recognize him.
屋台をめちゃめちゃにして。これで修理だよ。お、すまんの。
Well, that's a change on him.
水風船と風船全部もらってくがいいか。別に構わん。
It's like, please.
ナルト、ついてこいの修行だ。
なんだってばよこれ。
さっきの術。
Damn, dude, I haven't thrown a water balloon in way too long.
どんな術にも
I need to go back to my childhood.
そうだ、まあ回転だ。
手を動かさないで風船の中の水を回してる。
Is that like with like the flow chakra?
水面歩行の修行でチャクラを一定量放出。その2つは前にやったの。つまり回転だ。
チャクラの流れを作る。
で、この水風船の中の水をチャクラで押しかき回す修行。
わかったってばよ。
I wonder what makes this like such a strong move, though.
お前、だんだん察しが良くなってきたの。よし、今日は夜まで行くぞ。
Naruto's like, that's the best news ever. All right, good episode. Let's go to the next.
やったー、水が回ってる。
Let's go.
思ったより簡単に割れそうだってばよ。
じゃあできるまでわしはちょっと一休みたい。
He's like, yeah, it's gonna take you way longer, bruh.
そんで一眠りと。
Is he just drinking alcohol?
この調子じゃ昼寝にもならねえぜ。とこできんじゃねえの、俺ってば。
What?
割れろ、水風船。
Oh, bro's gonna be plastered. He's out.
なんで割れないんだってばよ。
どうやら昼寝どころか熟睡しちまったようだの。
And no such thing as a deep sleep when you're drinking, man.
あのさ、どうや
I don't know about y'all, but I sleep like shit when I drink.
わかったわい。本来なら試行錯誤しながら自分で気づき、お前ちょっと水を回転させてみろ。やっぱりの。
なんだよ。
やっぱりお前は右回転型だった。
What?
誰でも無意識に体内で回転させチャクラを練り上げる。
Interesting. Okay.
回転の向きが右なのか
I always love these little chakra diagrams.
型と逆の回転を水風船にイメージしてしまうと、チャクラの流れが分断反発。
Hmm.
そんなものは己の感覚で大体わかるもんなんだがの。
He'd be a tough teacher to have, man.
頭のつむじ。つむじの巻き方が右巻きなら右タイプ。
Oh, that's funny.
左タイプに分かれる。簡単。
I wonder what I am.
点をイメージしなきゃなの。
俺ってばそんなの今まで気にしたことなかったから。
Man.
チャクラだけあればいいんだからの。小難しい韻を覚える必要がない。バカでお。
I love how practical Jiraiya is with the training though. Like he knows exactly the right moves for Naruto to move that's gonna bring out his best.
3日か。この術はあの4代目ホカゲが残した忍術だ。
Ooh.
この術の得得難易度は6段階で上から2つ目。
Sheesh.
A ランク超高等忍術レベルだからの。
Hmm. I wonder what like level the summoning one was.
この水風船割りは第1段階だ。
あの天才忍者4代目が。
これ以上の説明をしても意味がない。あとは自分でやってみろ。じゃあ、わしはもう町に戻る。
You better pay Naruto back, go get some cash to reimburse him.
得得難易度 A ランク。4代目ホカゲが残した忍術。
This seems like it's just gonna motivate Naruto even more.
じゃあの、ほどほどにな。
Man, if I was Jiraiya, I would not want to leave Naruto by himself at all with Itachi and them out there.
うわサービス月間とな。
来れば来るだけお得よ。はい、スタンプカード。いっぱいサービスしちゃうわよ。
He'll fill that out in no time. God damn. This guy, man.
ほら、シュ降りるよ。
Take it all.
俺ってば3年もかけてる暇はねえってばよ。割れろ割れろ。なんで割れねえんだってばよ。
Hmm. That was a nice transition.
ジロちゃんのエッ
男はみんなエッチ。
Oh my gosh. Seems like it's going faster though. Like it's more oval shaped. Come on, Naruto, you got it.
ここまでゴムが伸びてんのになんで割れねえんだ。エロ仙人と何が違うんだってばよ。
Yeah, Jiraiya like spiked it up. Like wasn't just rotating, he spiked it around and stuff. Oh my god. Harem Jutsu, just with real ones. It's a real harem.
なんだ。
think it's funny how they're marking down how many days he's been training by the the stamp card, by the punch card. It looks like he might have overdone it.
くそなんでだよ
Just take a shit, you'll be good.
小難しい韻を覚える必要がない。
He's gonna learn from the toilet spinning. No way. It's pretty impressive. He's not popping it. Never mind. Spoke too soon.
ってばよおいエロ仙人ってば
ちょうどいい。水持ってこいの。
Go get yourself, you hunt over fuck.
第一段階クリアだ
Let's go, dude. That's sick.
よーししっかり見ててよ
左手。
Interesting. They look quite different from the way Jirai did it.
いやすまんすまん。連日連夜の情報収集で疲れてての。
Gathering information.
右手を何度も当てがうことで中の水を回転させるとはな。ちょっと変わった発想だが面白いです。
Yeah, Naruto's probably always gonna do things in unique ways.
こいつのおかげだってばよ
Aww.
こいつが
That's one happy cat, dude.
前足で何度も何度も弾くから中の水がいろんな方向に揺れててそれでピーンときた
That's cool.
水風船がボコボコになってたの思い出したんだってばよ俺ってばそれまでずっと同じ方向にしか水を回してなかったから 中の水をいろんな方向に回してたからだって気づいたんだってば
乱回転させるのは無理なようだがこいつなりによく考えた
Yeah,
と言って
still impressive. Like, it might not be as efficient maybe as using one hand or as complicated, but it's still impressive by itself.
チャクラの使いすぎでそろそろ経絡系に負担が来てるな。ではこれから第2段階に入る。
Yay!
おい、
ゴムボールああ
水風船の100倍は勝つ。
Bruh. Damn.
第2段階は威力。水が入ってない分、チャクラの回転がイメージしづらいから。
Yeah, that makes sense.
またコツはいんのか
じゃあわしは情報収集に行くかの。
No more information, Jiraiya. No more babes.
術を教えるとは言ったが、手取り足取り教える義理はない。一人でできなきゃそれまでだ。
せめてまたコツなんかその教えてくれてから
金。
Bro, you spent all this money.
何が立派に忍び出しがめつい大人だろ全然立派な忍びじゃねえってばよ
Yeah, pretty much. He's got a good point.
手と腕が痛え
Yeah, I feel like he needs to take a day off, let the chakra network recover from all this. Oh, Jirai didn't seem super concerned, so I don't know. Man. I love how they've been showing the transition of time in these episodes. They've done it in a unique way.
得得難易度は上から2つ目。甘えるな。お前何か勘違いしていないか。
何しに来たんだってばよ。
食いもん下の町で買ってきてくれ。代わりにもわしに術を教わってる身だぞ。
Man,
いいよ、お待ち。
poor Naruto. I mean, he's got a good teacher here, or a legendary shinobi, but
こんな時に師匠ずらしやがって。
he's getting the short end of the stick to a degree.
これがいい、パキンってするやつ。
Hmm.
作ってくれてんだからな。
はーい。
あのさ、
ん？
今日はさ、ちょっとだけ修行付き合って。
Yeah, I guess he feels lonely a bit.
自分で考え、自分でコツをつかまなけりゃ、いつまで経ったってうまくいきゃしねえの。3週間前にも言ったはずだ。
3 weeks, man.
なっての。お前は忍者だぞ。
Yeah, I mean, he's being kind of hard on him.
そんなの言われなくても分かってるってばよ。ちょっと言ってみただけだっての。さっさと言っちまえ、この絵。
Masking it too. It's been a full month now. Jeez, dude. He's pushing himself so hard.
くそいくらやっても割れねえ。これじゃただチャクラを垂れ流してるだけだってばよ。痛みで流れているチャクラの量が分かる。だったら
Eesh. Come on. Yeah! That counts, that counts.
まだ穴が開いただけでパーンって割れてね。
まあ、そう強がるな。
Hmm. Tough love to a degree. Empowers Naruto.
ちょいと試してみるかの。
なんだこれ。
It's gonna end on that for me? Come on, you can't put that there and then just end it. God damn. God damn. All right, y'all, let's go and move over to the review section. Definitely a little bit more of some laid back episodes after all the craziness that we've had in the past. I don't even know how many episodes. I mean, the beginning of this arc into the Chunin exams has all kind of been nuts. So definitely nice to have a little bit more of a low-key episode, not gonna lie, like just to recover from this, but still a very interesting set of episodes. You know, the focal point was definitely mostly on Naruto and his training, but specifically it's more around how Naruto learns. I thought it was really interesting seeing some of the conflicts between Jiraiya and Naruto in this episode. You know, Naruto kind of asking for hints on the techniques that he's learning, and Jiraiya kind of being a little blunt with him, right? And kind of telling him that, you know, he can't just be a kid, he needs to grow up, right? And, you know, at some level, I mean, you guys can see my reaction. I think it was a little tough for me to see him talking to Naruto that way. I definitely have a connection to Naruto at this point where I don't want to see people being mean to him necessarily, right? But Jiraiya kind of calls him out on this, right? He calls him out on, you know, needing Jiraiya to kind of handhold him through the learning process versus Naruto figuring out on his own. And I think by the end of this episodes, you can kind of see what Jiraiya was trying to do, right? He was trying to teach Naruto how to learn for himself, how to rely on his own power versus others. I think it's actually something that resonates with me a little bit, because I was someone when I was growing up in school, I definitely always kind of like, you know, did the bare minimum to try to get the best grades I could kind of thing, but I never really learned how to learn. I always just, you know, learned how to study for a test. You know, I learned, you know, what the best test taking strategies were, you know, how to, you know, get away with, you know, doing like the minimal amount. And so I never really learned a lot, actually. I had just kind of memorized things, but it never actually stuck conceptually. And so, you know, throughout my adult life now, you know, kind of into college and then outside of college, especially outside of college, I've kind of learned to learn myself, right? Part of that, maybe part of, you know, making YouTube videos, learning how to edit, learning how to record, all these things, talk to a camera. You know, those are all things that I had to go through the trial and error of. And of course I used resources like YouTube videos and all this, but at the end of the day, you can't just expect somebody to kind of handhold you through a process. People, good leaders or good teachers, kind of put some pressure on you, right? They kind of put the responsibility on you so that you can grow some confidence from it, right? Because if you're just hand-holding someone, yeah, maybe they can learn it technically, or they can memorize the steps and techniques, but then they don't really build as much confidence from themselves. If they go to try to learn another technique without somebody to support them, they'll just get frustrated and stuck. And we see that with Naruto here, especially on the second one. The harder, I forgot what kind of ball it is, but it's much more difficult for Naruto. And you see him struggling with this and wanting to ask Jiraiya for help, and Jiraiya has to kind of set that boundary for Naruto to kind of hey, you got to figure this out, right? And eventually Naruto does, he doesn't explode that ball, but he does get to the point where he is able to figure out. He goes through the trial and error. He goes through the pain. Oftentimes learning something is kind of a painful thing. It's not the most pleasant thing. You get frustrated with how inefficient it is with yourself and not being able to pick up on things right away. I know that's at least how I feel a lot when I'm trying to learn something new. I have such a low threshold for myself. I always, for some reason, expect myself just to be good at it right away. So yeah, it was really interesting seeing the dynamic of Jiraiya and Naruto in this. And I think, from Jiraiya's perspective, I kind of like that he's doing this, because Naruto obviously has always been somebody who's been alone throughout his upbringing. And I think if there's somebody who needs to be able to rely on themselves the most, it's Naruto. And obviously Naruto thinks about others a lot. We can see that when he buys, the grilled squid, even after he sees that Jiraiya is super rich, he still looks at the money is left over. He's like, I'm going to get something for Jiraiya still. He's obviously thinking about others a lot. But if he's going to be the Hokage someday, and if he's going to get past maybe that wound inside of him of being alone, being lonely, he's going to need to rely on his own strength, his own confidence, and his own ability to learn. But man, it was a little sad seeing Naruto struggle with this though, right? Going into the town and seeing the dad and his son, obviously something that Naruto's never had in his childhood, them splitting the popsicles. And it was so sad when he asked Jiraiya if he could just stay for a little bit during his training. It just sounded like he wanted someone by him. And he didn't even necessarily want help. And Jiraiya still denies him, and you can see him have to kind of put that mask on, right? And Jiraiya can see through that. You can see that Naruto puts that mask on. You can see that he's really hard on himself. He puts a lot of pressure on himself. He overdoes the training to a degree and hurts himself. So Jiraiya, I think, understands Naruto pretty well at this point. So he's in good hands. He definitely is. I definitely trust Jiraiya with Naruto's training. But it is a little sad seeing him kind of go through the trials and kind of have to work through that pain. But I think it's an important thing. Teachers kind of have to do that, right? In my job, I'm a manager, so I oversee people. And I think that's definitely one of the harder parts of the job, is kind of mentoring people. I love to teach people and help. But sometimes you kind of have to put pressure on them, right? You have to give them the load. You can't just walk them through everything. So I think it's an interesting kind of lesson that Naruto's learned in these two episodes. Let's see. We also get some of Tsunade. We get to officially see her face, although it's a younger version of herself. It seems like she has some special jutsu that allows her to kind of take on different points in her life, when she was 20 or 30. And so she likes to, appear a little bit younger. And then she uses transformation jutsu to get away from all the, bankers who she took money from or who lent her money and she lost it. Pretty interesting stuff. I think her nickname's kind of funny, Sitting Duck. I don't know what that's a reference to. I'm assuming that's some kind of gambling game that, they play in Japan or something, or it's some kind of move in some gambling game, but interesting name. I'm definitely looking forward to meeting her character and actually seeing her dynamic with Jiraiya especially. I think that would be really funny. Definitely expecting that to be a little bit of a whirlwind. One more thing that I thought was kind of interesting in the episode, I don't think I really reacted to it during the reaction, but when they're talking about the Nine Tail, Naruto is inquiring with Jiraiya why they're after him, and Jiraiya's explained they're not really after him, they're after the Nine Tail. And something in the dialogue I thought was interesting. They said the Nine Tail appears at critical junctures throughout the ages, feared like an act of nature. I thought that was kind of interesting. I don't know if I'm looking too much into it, but I think you know, does it sound like there's a certain cadence to how the Nine-Tail has appeared in the past? Like, why does he appear at certain junctures, or is the Nine-Tail the juncture itself, or is it kind of like a natural disaster or something that happens in nature on a consistent basis for whatever reason? I thought that was really interesting. I don't know if, you know, it'll end up being something more like that, or if that's kind of just like the, you know, description they gave, but definitely piqued my curiosity a little bit. And I think it's interesting too, kind of their dialogue about it all, because, you know, I guess in history, it's never really been sealed inside of somebody. And so now that everyone can see that it is sealed in someone like Naruto and he's able to harness the chakra, that's probably why Itachi is after him, because I guess they're probably intrigued by that, right? Maybe they could seal the Nine-Tail inside themselves if it's such a powerful chakra force, or harness that chakra in some way. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the character ratings here. For MVP, I'm going to give that to Naruto. Just for his tenacity. I think this was a difficult set of episodes for him. He really had to challenge himself, work through a lot of pain, frustration, loneliness. You know, it was hard for me to see him down like this. You know, we're all so used to Naruto being, you know, so gun-ho and motivated and all these things. So it kind of is hard to see him when he gets down on himself. But I have to give him credit for just keeping the tenacity up and not giving up on himself, and not you know, getting distracted by the, you know, challenges, the resistance he was facing. He pushed the resistance, which is probably the most important thing for learning something new, is continue to push through the resistance and trust that you'll learn it. For the best moment, I'm gonna give that to Jiraiya at the end of the episode when he comes and gives Naruto the popsicle. I thought that was a really great moment. I think that kind of helped me understand where Jiraiya was coming from at the end of this episode. You know, he kind of gives Naruto a compliment that he did this all with his own power. You know, he wants Naruto to be able to rely on himself and have confidence in himself, and him be able to split the popsicle with them, kind of like we saw with the dad and the kid, I think is, you know, a good depiction of what Naruto needs, right? He doesn't need someone to handhold him or anything like that. He needs someone who's going to, you know, help teach him how to rely on himself, to grow his own power, but then to have somebody who's there to cheer him on, right? To reward him to a degree, right? Like, that's the time to celebrate, is when you've worked past that resistance. You know, you don't need someone to just handhold you or give you a bunch of treats every time you do something tiny, or if you're struggling, right? You want to celebrate the wins. You don't want to just kind of cover up the pain of working through something hard. You gotta face it. You can't run away from it. Lastly, for the funniest moment, super easy this time. Give it to Guy, of course, with him giving the little suit to Naruto. I thought it was funny that Naruto was all hype about it, and Jiraiya was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Oh man, I think Guy and Naruto will probably have the most funny character ratings by the end of the show. I couldn't see him being anyone else. Although Jiraiya's, he's grown on me, y'all. He's definitely like, he is a fucking pervy motherfucker, but he is growing on me. The humor is getting there for me. All right, y'all. I think that'll do for this reaction review. Appreciate y'all being here to watch with me. Let me know what y'all thought about this in the comments down below. Would be curious if y'all have kind of the same perspective as me with kind of how Jiraiya is trying to teach Naruto how to learn, or if y'all, you know, interpret that a bit differently. Really interesting. Even in a simple episode like this, it was still very interesting kind of having that dynamic between these two characters. But yeah, I hope you all have a really good rest of your week, and I'll catch you for the next episodes. Peace.